So what's interesting about the Bolt is having a front-mounted motor means you get a lot of pull coming from up there, but you still get 266 pound-feet of torque, so that certainly comes in handy when it comes to acceleration. And it looks like all of the electricity has gone out around here. All the lights are out and everything. This is dangerous. But luckily this battery is fully charged. But in sport mode, this thing really does pull. I mean, it pulls in normal mode as well. But coming from a Mach-E owner, I do like how cheap this is. This is one of the big reasons a lot of people are buying these up now, is because General Motors dropped the price almost $6,000. And it's really made this vehicle a lot more competitive. And we're kind of in a price war now when it comes to EVs after charging 10 or 15 grand over sticker for them. I have the lane keep assist on now. No adaptive cruise on this one, but it is an option. I think Super Cruise is also an option as well, which I highly recommend. Again, GM late to the party per usual. After the Mach-E had Blue Cruise, Tesla had autopilot. And GM's been sitting on the technology so long, it's about time they came out with it on the Bolt. But good ride, very solid ride for an EV. Now the Bolt really does hold a similar place in my heart to the Leaf. And I say that because it's a front-wheel drive EV. It still gets pretty impressive range, the newer ones compared to this. And it's not supposed to be as fun to drive. Now I will say the Bolt to me feels much more powerful, much more fun. But this is really meant to be an economical vehicle. Unlike the Mustang Mach-E or the Tesla Model Ys, those are really, they got their claim to fame from being technologically advanced, having all these cool safety features, and having crazy 0 to 60 times. Whereas the Bolt, it's still quick, as you can see, but that's not really what buyers are looking for when they're looking at a vehicle like a Bolt, like a Nissan Leaf. But coming from a Mach-E owner, again, you can't beat the price here. I paid $52,000, I think was the sticker price for my Mustang Mach-E, and that was a California Route 1. Doesn't have heated seats, doesn't have a heated steering wheel. This one is 20 grand less, and although the battery is a little smaller, was a lot smaller, this one gets less range. Still, if you don't care about the looks, the Mustang Mach-E definitely looks, it's one of the best looking EVs on the market right now, so not really a fair comparison with this Bolt. But in terms of technology, these are similar, other than the Mustang Mach-E that I have came with the, whatever they call that, the active assist or co-pilot assist, excuse me. So I have the adaptive cruise control, the lane centering, so I can let the vehicle drive and then just touch the steering wheel every so often. But other than that, there's really not a lot of difference that would matter to an EV buyer. So the ride is just as, it's probably more comfortable in the Bolt than the Mach-E. And if you're looking at a Model 3 or Model Y, again, you're looking at a 20 grand price difference at least. So for this, especially how this one is equipped, getting the wireless charging pad and all of that, and having access to that EV tax credit, this is really the steal of the EV market right now. But this will bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EV 2LT.